There, and he just got beat by a million. But this isn't that. This is a Legends team that wants to secure a playoff berth and wants to be as good as what Austin is in terms of consistent contention, year-long contention.
And Doye taking it to Singh and finishing off the window.
And taking my challenge.
Indeed.
To do some things offensively, good for him.
Victory because actual game one. So the Legends, if they want to call this a rivalry, could certainly use a victory tonight to help legitimize that competition.
Yeah, let's not make it losing 14 out of 16, shall we? By the way, you mentioned the Mavs Maniacs, who in addition to being lovely and talented and being a riot, we did our party at the Maverick Bar, our one-year anniversary party with 105 Through the Fan, and Maniacs really dare steal. Too risque.
I've seen some try to emulate, but it's just not the same.
Not quite.
No, the Mavs Maniacs, I remember I was at the very first game they debuted, and it was a riot. McCamey and Parks Jr. hip to hip. McCamey stays on his feet, and he finishes with a layup.
Parks is sliding along the floor and looking at the referee at the same. It was short, but I think it was online. Now, we don't have the best angle on it, but he looks like he feels really good, Wilson, for the three-point arc. Let's keep an eye on that.
Wilson already has a three-pointer to his ledger tonight, to go along with a bucket and a free throw. McCamey with 5.7 left. And all of a sudden, the Spurs lead by 8. Holloway trying to beat the clock. Does he? In and out. Then I don't know that it would have counted anyway. Well, it's 31-23. The Spurs lead.
And that the Spurs close the quarter with. Let's hope that that rhythm was reestablished and these players can find their way back in the paint and find their way to some easier looks as they went cold to finish the quarter.
And it starts on the defensive end, and the Legends begin the quarter with a stop. Parks, Miller, Ashley back to defensive end, and the Legends begin the quarter with a stop. Parks, Miller, Ashley back to Parks. Got a little room baseline, but it's rejected by Wright. McCamey, Wright, Johnson, Sykes, and Ndoye starting the quarter for the Spurs.
And for Texas, this is essentially a three-guard group.
They've got Miller, Murray, Parks, and then Ashley and Singh are their forward/center combo. Second quarter scoreboard brought to you by JCPenney. Not showing something favorable tonight as of yet. Well, baseline pass, but out of bounds in the turnover.
Put the cork in what is a 20-2 run for Austin. But that's part of the deal. Brandon Ashley is beside him on offense. You're down 10 points, and you've struggled to score here. But defense can do it just as well.
Tough, though, when now both of your all-stars are off the court. Michael Eric won't be playing at all tonight. Brandon Ashley saddled with 3 early fouls after that infraction.
Sets with Jamel Wilson. It worked that time.
Off by McCamey. Corner kick, Parks back to Murray. 9 on the shot clock. Puts it up short, but Parks soars in for the rebound. Pledger, second chance, in and out. Legends have missed 10 straight shots. What do we have here? Offensive foul.
To emphasize this, and I don't want to sound like Bob Ortigal here, but for you young kids at home, you know how Bob will.
And for this Legends team, the ability to get stops and get rebounds allows them to get out in transition. They like to run. Defense helps them play to their offensive strength. McCamey, in and out, rebound, grab by Thomas. Fresh 24, let's send it over to Travis Blakely, third member of our broadcast team. Travis?
Legends come up with that third straight stop that you've been talking about there, Fish. That's also their third straight defensive possession. Bill Wilson is manning the middle since the Legends do appear to be shorthanded in regards to bigs. So
yeah, and that's a good observation, and that may have been what Parks and Wilson were discussing, making sure they were on that same page. Good point, Travis.
Travis always with gems. What is it? What's pink? What piece of jewelry is pink? It's pink night here, so what is it, a gem, a ruby? Ruby's red.
In the movies, it was a diamond.
Topaz?
Called the Pink Pants versus Defense.
Is that better than the Leslie Nielsen version? Steve Martin
Steve
version.
Martin
I'm sorry,
version.
Steve
Terrible.
Martin version.
Terrible.
We just saw Patrick Miller at the free throw line. Andy wants to know, at Texas Legends on Twitter, what does the coaching staff see in Patrick Miller? And what have they seen over the last 10 games? Travis, what are your thoughts on Patrick Miller?
Patrick's had a lot of opportunity since the departure of
Xavier, and really had an interesting go of things. While he was at Xavier, he was involved in an on-court brawl, if you will, when Xavier took on rival Cincinnati. Holloway, who's one of the leaders of that Xavier team, was in the thick of things and received a lot of criticism from folks. And talking to Nick Van Exel the other day, when we asked him if he's an NBA player, Nick said yes, he thinks he is, and really believes that he's a much better guy than people give him credit for, and that people are maybe hanging on to that one incident a little too long, and it's unfairly labeled him as perhaps a bad guy or somewhat of a risk.
Almost without prompting, Nick Van Exel, coach of the Legends, tells us he hasn't given me 1 second of issues. He's been all about, to Holloway, all about doing the
Atlantic 10 Conference Player of the Year and named to several All-America teams. A guy that's had success at a big stage at the college level. 5 on the shot clock. Pledger's got to put it up. And it's in and out.
That's too bad, because that's a contribution from Singh there. Sent a really good screen, legal screen up there to help free the shooter.
Here's Lalane. Can't get it to go, but Singh with the rebound.
And I got to give you that shot every time.
Oh!
And you can't give me that shot, not from what we've seen out of Pledger.
Pledger now 2 of 5 from behind the arc tonight. 1-point game. 90 seconds to go in the third quarter.
This is your Bob Ortigal close the quarter strong moment right here.
Lalane has it poked away. Griffin pulling it out. Pledger, he's feeling it. Taking to the hoop, into the hoop. Tried to drop it off, but no one was there. Spurs in transition and a smart foul by Holloway. Had he not done that, it would have been an easy Holloway. Pledger on the back of Lalane. Baseline spin. Drops it off. And Ndoye with the finish. Nice little block-to-block combination there.
Looked designed, didn't it?
Over to you.
Thanks, Travis. Thanks, Coach. Fourth quarter underway. Washburn. Corner 3. Offline, but a second chance opportunity created by the Lalane rebound. And Ndoye working with Wilson on his back, a lot of contact, and the whistle blows. Lays it in with his left.
It's unorthodox, but the Legends are benefiting from little Patrick Wilson doing inside work. Patrick Miller, I'm sorry.
Nick Carlisle, Patrick Wilson.
And then, what did we do the other night? When I was doing Travis Frederick on the sideline, remember that one?
If you get the last name Cuban, you probably have a